I am an American and extremely liberal. Loved Diana as a kid growing up in the 80s and 90s, so have enjoyed watching her sons grow and become men and chart their own courses. My family is multiracial, so I saw Meghan's entry into the family as a positive and modernizing step. Woke my daughter up at the crack of dawn to watch the wedding and really enjoyed it. Not too long after Megxit, a friend sent me a link to a blog about our saint, chock full of interesting tidbits that I'd never considered. A group of us then formed a small private blog community to share and post info, but it's hard to organize that way and covertly, so that fell apart. Eventually, I landed here. I've read criticisms of this group that it's a bunch of racists having a field day with Meghan. That has not been my experience here. One of my best friends told me she can't understand why I don't love our saint, given that she stands for everything I'm about. I can't convince her that it's not genuine, that it's all a grift. I've pointed out the inconsistencies in the stories, the outright lies, and the way our saint grabs onto whatever the hot topic of the day is, but she never does any actual work or sticks to anything for longer than a day or two. I've lost several acquaintances, wouldn't call them friends, who think I must be racist while I don't side with Meghan above all else. But as I witness Harry's decline, and I watch them flail about desperately for something to grab onto as their ploys fail one by one, as I watch them grab headlines for co-opting the hot-button issues of our time and fail to make any positive impact, as I watch them destroy ties with both their families and fail to make meaningful relationships with anyone around them, I have to believe it's not about race or privilege or culture. It's them. It's who they are, and specifically who she is. I lived in the Washington, D.C. area for a long time, and Prince Harry came to Congress once, and everyone turned out to see him. From that to the disastrous UN visit, what a fall from grace. He used to at least exude an air of fun and likability. He had causes like Sentebale, and seemed in his element kicking a ball around with kids in Africa. He had a great group of close friends and had great times with Wills and Kate. It's to be expected that they would get busy with kids and their duties, but he could have been the fun uncle anyway, but he threw it all away. And honestly, I have to wonder what this woman possibly had to offer. Listening to her speak and watching what she does, I truly don't get it. But I watched the Netflix documentary with my friend, who got me into this, and we agreed. Harry actually seems happy. So maybe they are two peas in a pod. I'm not fully willing to give into the divorce narrative yet, nor into the idea he's a victim of hers. I'm more, this is a perfect storm of a guy with no direction in life, meeting a woman looking for a grift and landing the big fish. Some of my favorite moments of their greatest hits. The 40 by 40 debacle. This is when I knew for a fact they had no clue what was going on in people's actual lives. The visit to the school in Harlem. Again, totally tone deaf. Not a care in the world for people's lives. Just looking for a photo op. The way Meghan got put in her place by Sophie at the Jubilee service and by Kate at the funeral walkabout. She knows who's in charge, and she shrivels from a well-placed glare, much less whatever else they might do. Bonus to the nasty moment caught on camera where she was rude to the chap trying to help her with the flowers she was being handed. The NYC car chase. There's no way. And New Yorkers can smell bullshit a mile off. Watching everyone from the mayor to the cops to the photogs laugh them out of town made me proud. Anyway, this is way longer than intended. Most of my liberal friends, like me, have come a long way and feel she's not the poster child for our cause. We are enjoying the downward spiral. To be honest, I knew from the start that Meghan was in trouble. The VF interview, all the hoopla about how she was going to modernize the British monarchy. Firstly, that's a very big expectation for one person to single-handedly refresh a 1,000-year-old institution. And secondly, she seemed to court publicity in a way that Kate, Chelsea, and other royal GF's fiancés did not. You didn't really see them so eager to talk about themselves. They were getting enough media attention already, just for who they were dating. or in Kate's case, engaged to, and they didn't seem to feel the need to talk about themselves endlessly or announce their entrance on the world stage. Additionally, things just seemed to move so fast. Now I could sort of see how Harry might be eager to have kids, and with her being older, the biological clock might be a consideration. But also, marrying into the British royal family is not like marrying into other families, and I think if I were in Harry's shoes, I'd want to be good and sure that my partner understood they'd have a new role in it wouldn't be all tiaras and carriages. On the other hand, if I were just out to bag a prince, you know what I'd do? Get engaged as soon as I could, have that big wedding in a hurry, and get a royal tenant in my uterus faster than you could say boo, which was exactly what happened, except maybe the uterus part if you believe the rumors. As for how I joined the sub specifically, I'd been a member of another site with a long-running thread about the Harkles, generally critical for a while, so I knew I wasn't alone in my views. But one day, maybe a year or so ago, I clicked on someone's profile in an entirely unrelated sub, wish I could remember who because I'd thanked them, and saw that they were active on this one. Because of the name, I initially thought it was a sub for sugars and clicked on it, because I like to torture myself sometimes, and also because it's good to know what the opposition is up to. Imagine my delight when I discovered that wasn't the case at all, and there were so many of us who weren't just buying their bullshit. I also sensed something was off with her when I saw the engagement interview, but couldn't put my finger on what. Some sort of over-eagerness to come across as likable I've seen in other people who later have turned out to be very unlikable. Then the Oprah fiasco, especially the part where she claims she was suicidal while pregnant. Like something like that is just, meh, another day in the life, what can you do? Then naming her daughter after the matriarch of the supposed racist family that supposedly nearly drove her to commit suicide while pregnant. And the whole docu-series was just embarrassing and boring, but mostly embarrassing. Not just the mock curtsy scene, but later she told a story of how a flight attendant knelt beside her, took his hat off, and said something about how much everyone admires her. That generated more emotion for her than the retelling of how she nearly committed suicide while pregnant. Since when do you have a negative impression of Harry and Meghan? Let us know your thoughts below in the comment section. We hope you found this video helpful. Don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you like it. Thank you for watching this newsletter. See you in the next videos. Goodbye.